Now with Neighbourhood Watch, I personally think it's a good idea. We're aligned now with the Red Cross, Australian Red Cross, and the idea is to train Neighbourhood Watch people so that when a disaster happens, like the floods, like the fire, they have more people that they can call on as backup to help them. And I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think we should stand alone. We're a community group.
Yeah.
And being part of the Red Cross is part of the community. It has to be a particular type of young person. A lot of young people are maligned by people my age group. They don't give them credit for caring for their neighbourhood. And that's what it's all about. It's not being there when there's a crime. It's being aware of what's happening in your neighbourhood. Some people in my age group in particular can't relate to that.
Yeah.
Just because we had different upbringings doesn't mean to say your upbringing, your version of what a community should be is wrong. It's just different.
Yeah.
That's all. We should be encouraging young people to take an interest. Not long after they got going, they held a big function at Mazenod. They got over 200 people there, and that was to do with what to do about the drugs, how to combat that. And before my time, the main thing they did, which wasn't really for the community but for members, they hired buses and they went and visited the dog squad, the water police, the air wing, police academy, anything like that to do with the police, to get an idea of what they actually did. And they did that. Over 25 years, our area has won several awards, both divisional and individual awards. And another one, he said not to say his name, but this gentleman, I nominated him for it. He got the Sir John Monash Award, which the council do every year, for his contribution to the community. It wasn't only for Neighbourhood Watch, it was for other things. But as far as I know, no other Neighbourhood Watch person has ever won that award. It highlights this individual's community work. That's its main objective. There were other people who won awards, like there was a young girl who won it for her work with young people. The no right turn sign in Wellington Road that used to bug everybody because they'd come out of Monash Drive and they'd have to drive for quite a long time before they could turn around and go to Wonder Street. And they had this stupid sign there. And it took a lot of time and it took a lot of ringing up the guy in charge of the traffic at Monash Council. In the finish, he did tell me it was Vic Roads, but in the finish he said, oh, he got sick of me ringing him. So, he said, right, I'll give him another week. If they haven't done it, because it made sense to him, they haven't done it, he said, we'll do it. So by the end of the week it was done, and we were quite pleased with that. I have a bus shelter near me. It sounds silly, but I'm very proud of it. It took 2 years to get it, and people would be standing there, young people going to Monash, they'd get the bus up Springvale Road, elderly people, and they'd be standing there in the rain, the heat. There was no shelter at all, and I thought, well, if further up it got one, why the hell can't we have one? So anyway, I call it my shelter, and I'm very protective of it. So we got that.
I don't think a lot of people realise that you can actually request for those kind of things, like bus shelters and street crossings to be, you know, put
traffic
up.
islands.
Yeah.
We've got one of them now right near me, because cars come tearing down this particular street to do a right-hand turn, and we've had many near misses. The other thing around here was Murdoch Street, the no parking signs, because people would park there to drop their children off and pick them up, and then residents couldn't even at times get into their street because they could be parked both sides of the road and in the middle at times. And that was highlighted with one member who lives around here. His wife was ill, he called an ambulance, and the ambulance had great difficulty getting in. And so I thought, right, that's it. Yeah. So got onto the traffic guy again, and they put up the no parking signs there to stop them doing that. Some of us live, my end, Springvale Road and Princess Highway, the others live up here. And I do ask people up here if they've got any problems with the council in particular, traffic, overhanging branches. We know who to contact.
When you need change in the community.
Yes. And like overhanging branches, it doesn't sound like much, but I'm not very tall, and sometimes you come across a place that's got them very low down and you can get hurt. Footpaths, raised footpaths. I don't know how many of them I've told. And they come out and they paint them, and then you might have to wait 18 months before they actually fix them. Yeah. But it's a start.
If a young person was to join the Neighbourhood Watch, could you describe what they'd have to do?
Come to a meeting, right, first. And I'm very interested, and so are some of the others, in a young person's viewpoint. We've got to learn to be more tolerant of younger people. Give younger people a say. Give them a chance, even if you don't agree with it. That's not the point. The point is young people are our future. It's a good organisation, and it's just as important now as what it was 25 years ago.
And why do you think it's so important in the community?
Because it gives community members, if you like, a voice.